Welcome everyone. As I said in the prior video, most of you have been watching us for the last year or more know that our videos always take an issue: hair cutting, permanent waving, hair coloring, nails, skincare, and we try to give you the actual test questions and answers you will be facing on exam day. Today I want to talk about something a little bit different. I want to talk about the actual books involved. Now, I've been doing this since the early 1980s, and I've gone through, at this point, about 8 or 9 editions of the Milady textbook and at least 3 or 4 editions of the Pivot Point textbook. Now, the Milady textbook is published by a company called Cengage. The Pivot Point textbook is published by a company called, Salon Fundamentals. These companies are publishing companies. They publish many, many, many different books from many, many, many different subjects and topics. Today we're speaking about barber and cosmetology. Now, to begin with, there's this book. So you're familiar with this. Okay? This book came out in the early 2000s. It was an excellent book at its time. What I'm shocked by is that some schools are still selling this book to their students as a new book. There's so much information in that book that has been updated. I'm not saying the book was wrong. The book was correct in the time it was published. It's no longer correct. One simple example, the safety data sheet. That book says something quite different about the safety data sheet. It calls it the material safety data sheet. I still have teachers calling me to argue about the material safety data sheet. It hasn't been the law for years, at least a decade and a half. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a teacher, get with the program. Okay? Now, my current favorite of all the Milady books ever is this one. It's the 13th edition. It came out in 2017. I believe it is the best book they've ever published. And as I've said, I've been using these books for 40 years. I've used 8 to 10 versions of it. It is hands down the best. Having said that, we now have this book, which came out 14th edition, January 2023. And it is hands down the worst book they have ever published. I said that. The worst book. Now, for those of you who are quick to jump down everyone's throat when they say something you disagree with, let me say this. I don't care. In addition to having my license in 5 states, barber, cosmetology, skincare, nails, my teaching certificate, I have a law degree. So if anyone wants to sue me, bring it on. Okay? Here's why this book is crap. I'm going to give you 2 examples. Keep in mind you can fail your test by 1 point. On page 558, it talks about true acid waves, and it gives you the pH as 4.5 through 7.0. On page 559, the very next page, and we open the book, right? Don't even have to flip the page, it's right there, 558, 559. It says the pH of true acid waves is 4.5 to 6.0. Now, it cannot be both. It cannot be 4.5 to 7 and 4.5 to 6. I suggest you speak with your teacher and find out what the correct answer is. Now, I would suggest calling Cengage, except I've tried, probably, I don't want to exaggerate here, at least 5 or 6 times this year, I've tried to call them. Upon one occasion, I actually had the privilege to speak to a human being. Her name was Katie. She was very polite. And she promised to get in touch with someone who would then get in touch with me. That was in April. This is December. I'm still waiting. I suspect I will continue to wait forever. Because if they were going to get back to me, it would have happened by now. Right? I'm going to give you another example. Okay? Complementary colors. On pages 618, 807, and 814. And I'll say it again, you can write it down. 618, 807, and 814. It talks about the complementary color of yellow being violet. Some people will call it lavender or purple. It's all shades of the same color. It says that purple or violet or lavender will cancel yellow. And that's true, whether you're dealing with hair color or makeup. But on page 828, it says that the complementary color of yellow is peach. Now, peach, when last I checked, was kind of a mixture of yellow and orange and white. Okay? Yellow is not the complementary color of yellow. Orange is not the complementary color of yellow. It's the complementary color of blue. And white is the complementary color of nothing. So the complementary color of yellow cannot be both violet and peach. And yet, that's what it says in your book. Now, it disagrees with every other book ever published. It disagrees with the Pivot Point book from a company we've spoken about earlier, okay, Salon Fundamentals. Both questions and answers cannot be right. Again, I suggest talking to your teacher about this. I would suggest calling Cengage, but as I previously said, I did that several times. I finally spoke to Katie in April, and along with the other question on true acid waves, she was going to have someone get back to me. As of Christmas in 2023, it hasn't happened yet. If your teacher cannot give you the correct answer to these questions and many others, which I will not bore you going into, give us a call. We'll give you the answer, 760-534-4434, or visit us online, www.cosmetologystateboardexam.com. Barbers, estheticians, nail technicians, don't be thrown off. It says cosmetologystateboardexam.com. We have books for every topic, including yours. www.cosmetologystateboardexam.com, 760-534-4434. Give us a call. We're waiting for you.